So guys, right, George Knudson, what a ball striker this guy is, and there's some amazing things in this swing that can help a lot of people, so we're going to have a look at that. But Lee Trevino said one of the best ball strikers to have ever played the game of golf. He won 8 times the PGA Tour, 5 times the Canadian PGA Championship. He won the World Golfing Championship or the World Cup with Al Balding, and wrote the book The Natural Golf Swing. Now, apparently the guy wasn't the best putter, and when you look at a few of the clips sort of out there, you can definitely see that. But people breaking this swing down, have a look at this golf ball if you can just see this take off, breaking this swing down and looking at some of the unbelievable components in there. We're going to compare it to Hogan. Definitely has some moves that are just as good, if not better. Let's get in there and have a look at one of the best golf swings of all time and see if we can pick up something for our own games or just simply enjoy this incredible motion, this incredible athlete.
So guys, when we look at one of the secrets of the golf swing and when we look at the world's best ever ball strikers, it's scary how many of these unbelievable ball strikers at the top of the swing have their trail elbow, their right elbow, on the original shaft plane. And for the masses of the people out there, this seriously is a position, a place where it really makes the downswing so much easier. Right? So what we're seeing from this position here, combining it with a club face position that's a little stronger at the top, you're in the go zone. The elbow just shaves straight back down the line. Like it just makes it so much easier. So let's have a quick look at that first move and how we get this position of this elbow that just slots it so that you can just improve your ball striking immediately. So people, right, let's have a look at an easier way to swing, an easier way to transfer the speed of the club to the speed of your body. It's going to help your delivery, the path of the club head, and it's also going to help your wrist alignments here. And it's going to help you stop flipping it. Now, I've just taken the liberty to pop some plastic rotting on the ground. That's my ball line. Imagine the ball's there. I've got an alignment stick jammed into the back of the oversized club, and no, I don't know where you get them from. You wouldn't believe how many emails I get about this thing. It's absolutely frightening. Now, we're going to have a look at this checkpoint here, and it is when your left arms are parallel to the ground. A couple of things, basic, but this is going to slot your downswing because it just makes it easier. Take your address position, swing back, and what you're going to do, see with that alignment stick, it's pointed down at the ball line. Right? Now the right elbow is on the back of the jumper, on the back of the shirt. It's not too far out in front, it's not too far behind. Once again, the club's got weight, your arm's got weight. This keeps you in balance, right? This keeps the club moving the right direction. You swing back, left arm parallel, get the stick pointed at the line, and this position here, you're on plane. Now have a look at my right hand. Look where it's pointing. Right? The right hand's not pointed at the camera, it's pointed over into that corner over there. This is important. This will get your lead wrist in the perfect position. So guys, let's look at a drill here that lowers your shoulder, lowers that lead shoulder, lowers your lead arm to get you in this super compact position so that that elbow is on that original shaft plane or really close. But what we're going to look at is keeping this club head above your ear or higher. Right? This is the place to be in your golf swing, and we've seen like so many of the world's best ball strikers. Mike Sushak there, 15-time winner on the PGA Tour. We go to Arnold Palmer. This is your slot. I mean, this is easier, right? Greg Norman, what a ball striker this guy was. So, I mean, how many players do we have to see? Now, depending on your swing style, see how that club head that actually points above the head. If you're a bit of a slicer, if you really want to get some more shaft lean, you can get in that type of position there because the elbow's on the original shaft plane. Now I'm going to show you a feel here. How many players do we have to see to realize that, wow, this is actually a style of swing? Left shoulders down, left arms down a little bit, stronger club head position. Guys, this is part of the deep to shallow swing style, the new deep to shallow swing style on WorldClassGolf.com. And for your online lessons, reach out to me, people. I'm helping people from all around the world. Your online lesson is in conjunction with 1,400 videos. They're not on YouTube. It's all part of the World Class Golf instruction. So let's get stuck into a drill. Before we have a look at the magic move, this incredible move from George Knudson from the front on view. Let's have a look at a drill here that really helps keep the lead shoulder down, get that lead arm on a perfect plane, a perfect position with your wrist alignments. And I'm telling you,
This will automatically help your downswing and your delivery into the back of the ball. Get into the position, put the right hand in front of the left, ensuring that we have some angle in that trail hand. You'll probably see some creases on the back of the skin here. Now what we're going to do is keep the left shoulder under the chin, under the mouth, and we're going to draw back with some right leg extension. Okay. What this will do is it will help you pin some of your arm against your chest, but it'll assure you that you've got great angle in that trail wrist. And then you've got your golf club, and then you get that, just gather that same feel, that sensation that you had, and that's going to put you in a position when that trail wrist is good, the lead shoulder's down, we've got the right leg extending back, all of a sudden we've got some room, and we're bringing this club into a position. It's a no-brainer.
So as we get further into the swing of one of the best ball strikers ever, we see that the club was taken on quite a way on the inside, and it seemed to be back in the day that it was okay to just naturally move that club on the inside. Actually, the club ended up a little bit more on the feet line. I know the camera angle is slightly over the golf ball here, but we have seen so many, like when you have a look at the top 10 ball strikers ever, we've seen so many that have taken the club away on the inside. So, I mean, we've seen Sam Snead, okay? Now, I'm not advocating that we should all get in there and take the club away on the inside, but for some of the players out there, if you are taking on the inside and you're panicking, I probably wouldn't do it. We see Victor Hovland. I mean, this guy absolutely rips it, all right? But looking at that club face, how it's pointed down, that's a really interesting area in the swing. Let's have a look here. I've got a really interesting video here of Byron Nelson. Have a look at this one. It's like it's been sort of made to look new. But one of the best ball strikers of all time, once again, taken away slightly on the inside. Now, what we don't speak about a lot is actually movement down. And the best ball strikers ever, Hogan, we see Knudson on this side, we see that movement down, that compression either in the pivot or movement down in the golf swing. Why don't we teach that? Why isn't that being taught? You know, once you mention it, it's like, you know, nobody wants to hear about it. But the shaft plane is phenomenal. And when we see this you know, wrist coming down, this lead wrist, you can see how we hear a lot of instruction about bowing that lead wrist down. But if you can get it in a position like this, guys, it's going to shallow your plane. Look where that position is, of that, like that gap between the arms here. It's just a phenomenal swing. Heads move down an absolute mile. Hips are opening up. Huge lateral shift and the dispersion of the club. Look at that thing take off. Can you see that? Like, it's just an absolute bullet. It's an absolutely incredible golf swing.
Now, if we have a closed face, and obviously closed and strong grips and strong faces, they're better than weak ones, right? We hit the ball further. But if the club face is closed, if I get some forward shaft length, the club face is straight. So what we're going to do, right, in conventional terms, we've been looking at getting a two-knuckle grip for a lot of people and getting, you know, the sole of the club lined up with the lead forearm. Unfortunately, what happens from there is a lot of people will actually slightly open the face a little bit coming down, and when they try and get forward shaft lean, you know, they hit it way right, and subconsciously, really, they don't realise they're doing it. They just sort of flip and come back to impact and really lose their angles. Now, there's ways to go about it, but if you want to get a much easier way, here's an easier way. You get your left hand or your lead hand, 1, 2, 3, you turn your hand in so that you see 3 knuckles, so that your lead wrist is more into extension, which is going to give you some play and movement anyway. But you get to the top of your swing and you still manage to get a flat left wrist from this position. And what it will do is it will get this sole of the club slightly higher than the lead forearm, and this will have to make you hang on to your angles. If you're coming back to impact like this, you're going to hit it left, you need forward shaft lean. This is going to encourage that position. We're going to bring this club down and we're going to be able to get this club level with the hands or slightly behind the hands. This is your entry. Are you filming your swings with your mobile phones? You really, really should be.
So if you analyse 500 professional golfers, you get an average. You get an average of the movement, and a lot of people believe they're swinging a lot different, but they're not. And when you understand what the average is, if you get inside it, you're going to hit the ball good, right? Or if you get closer to it. Now, we see the average professional golfer on tour, half of the lead leg is through the wall with their iron shots, and they have around 12 degrees of shaft lean. There's around 3 inches of lowering down. That's the average of their head. And this is the position that we see. Now, for a lot of the people out there, when they set up with a pretty narrow stance, 60% of the weight on the left foot, shaft and the left arm in one line, that also makes it easier. Right? Now you see into impact here, when we have a look at the other side of the screen here, I see where George is, he's got a very wide stance, he's well behind the ball, and he actually moves off the ball a little bit. Now, to get back through the wall from there, that's really hard to do. But he does it. Right? So I wouldn't recommend, that you guys out there standing that wide. He's got compression down in his pivot, you can see. And you're going to see the big Scotty Scheffler slide with the foot, and he gets over. And I mean, he does it really well. When you get into impact, I mean, it's pure, right? So obviously it has to be. The guy was one of the best ball strikers ever. But and we can see the shaft lean. When we measure shaft lean, we can see he's got around 14 degrees of shaft lean there. 12 is the PGA average. And so he's got compression pure on it, and he's just, he's just ripping it. But I mean, understanding his swing, the swing it shifts a lot too. It changes really from week to week, just a little bit, moving sometimes in a good direction and not a good direction. You really have to film your swing with your mobile phone. And there's no one out there, really top players, they just don't do it. They're always checking their address position, checking their swing, working on the swing. And guys, so get in there and film your swings. And I've been able to help so many people with online swing training from all over the world. Looking at a great player like George Knudson, this really is this compact style of swing with a great wrist angle at the top. Is so much easier. I hope you enjoyed the video, and it opens up your eyes to the deep to shallow swing style, because this style of swing really is, with just a little bit of practice, it's just so much easier and so much more effective.